Hey everyone, Mike here. We're talking about percentages. And I've got my calculator here ready because I'm going to do some calculations. But for now, we're just going to convert decimals to percents. And that process is very straightforward. I'm going to take this decimal point here and move it 2 spaces. So 0.54 is equal to 54%. 0.025, again, I move it 2 spaces. This is 2.5%. This is 2 spaces to become 30%. Notice how it picks up that extra 0 right there. We get 30% in a more readable color here. And even this 1.002, it still goes 2 places. We get 100.2%. Neat. What about going the other way? What about converting from a percent to a decimal? Well, in that case, what we're going to do is go the opposite way. Apparently the opposite of green is now blue. So this decimal point moves from behind the 7 to in front of the 3. It's still 2 places, and we get 0.37. We're ignoring this decimal or anything in the problem number. It's just this decimal right here. 2 places. This is 0.042. Oh, don't mind that flyover. 11.4 becomes 0.114. I'm a big fan of writing that leading order 0. 315% becomes 3.15. So that's how we deal with those conversions. What's next? Some nice simple percentage sentences. To start with, we're looking at what is 37% of 400. This translates into x equals 0.37 times 400. This is an equals, this is a time, and this becomes a decimal. So calculator, you're up. 0.37 times 400. 148. I'll leave this problem for you guys, and I'll handle number 11. X equals 2.05 times 56.2. And this time with an actual keyboard, that nets me 115.21. This is a slightly different question right here, so I'm going to change colors. Different idea, different color. 150 is, so equals 30%, 0.3 of means multiply. What is my variable of what amount? 150 equals 0.3x. You gotta divide. The amount I'm looking for, this big, large amount, is 150 divided by 0.3, and it's going to get larger. 150 divide 0.3, 500. So x is equal to 500. Great. I'll leave this next one, 13, to you, and I'm going to look at number 14. 17,050 is 110% of what amount? I'm going to take 17,050 and divide it by 1.1. This is bigger than 1. It's absolutely going to get large. It's going to get smaller because this is larger than 1. So what do we get for this? This is equal to, calculator, help me out, 17050 divide 1.1. Yep, 15,500. Notice how it's smaller and we are dividing by a value greater than 1. Number 15, what percent? Uh-oh, this is another different idea. So we're going to again change colors here for number 15. What percent of 300 is 42? So my percent times 300 is equal to 42. Once again, we're actually going to divide. There's more cases in which we divide when we're talking about percentages, but because we're normally finding like 10% of a thing, because that's so common, we tend to associate find the percent with multiplication. In this case, we're going to do p is equal to 42 divided by 300. 300 is a lot larger than 42, so when I divide, that's smaller than 1. It's a decimal. To turn it into a capital P percent with a percentage sign, I move it 2 places, 1, 2, and I pick up that percentage sign, 14%. What about this next one? What percent of 15, is 8? I've got the stuff in the wrong place. That's just wrong. That's not it. It's percent times is 8. And this problem, like so many others, we're going to take the small number. We're going to divide by the larger number. We'll get 8 divided by 15. Oops. We're not sure what that is. 8 divided by 15. There we go. 0.533 repeating. We'll just call it 53.3%. Nearest tenth is generally good enough. 53 1/3? Nah. What's next? Word problems. Wonderful. 8% of Tom's grass seeds go to waste. If Tom has 95 kilograms of grass seeds, how much will be wasted? 8%. 8% of what? The 95 kilograms. So we want to find what is 8% of 95. That's the question we're asking here. And we'll turn to the calculator and we'll say 95 times 0.08 and we'll get our answer. The amount of waste is 0.08 times 95, which is 7.6 kilograms. Cool. Let's do number 18. An electrician needs fuses for a motor being installed. If the motor current is 50 amperes and the fuse must be rated at 175% of the motor current, what size fuse will the electrician need? This is, again, like the previous problem. We're looking for what is 175% of 50. And we could use amps in here too if we wanted to put those units on there. So the size of the fuse, the amps are 1.75 times 50. Calculator. 87.5. 87.5 what? Amps, of course. I'm going to jump ahead and leave those next ones for you. I want to look at number 22 here. This is an important problem. Maggie bought a pair of shoes for 70% off retail price. Good job, Maggie. If she paid $66, what is the retail price of the shoes? Oh, well, I mean, that's simple enough. We take 66, we multiply it by 0.7, we'll get that, and then we add it back to 66. 112 bucks. No. That's not what we do. Nope. That's not what the question's asking. That would be saying, what's 70% tax on $66? That's the wrong order of operations. And the order is really important when it comes to these sort of math problems. Let's think of it like this. Here's the price of the shoes. We took off 70%. What remains? 100 minus 70. 30%. That's the number we want to use. $66 is 30% of retail price. $66 equals 0.3 times our retail price. 66 divided by, we'll write it out, 0.3. That's our retail price. Okay, now let's fire this into the calculator. 220. My goodness. That's our full retail price. Oh my goodness. Well, let's prove that that's correct. Let's take 220. Let's multiply it by 0.7. We get a discount of $154. 220 less $154 is the $66 Maggie paid. So this right here is how you solve what I call the shoe problem. If I'm boxing and starring it like this and spending so much time saying this is important, there's just a good chance you might need to know it. Let's look at some more problems. Let's see here. An auto mechanic purchases the parts necessary for a repair for $126.40 and then sells them to the customer at a 35% markup. How much does the mechanic charge the customer? Cost plus 35% of the cost. What's the cost? 126.40. What's 35% of it? 0.35 times, or is it 126.40? 44.24. Let's add that back to the cost. So plus 126.4. $170. $0.64. We could also do, what is this? 126.4 times 1.35. And that one says add it back to the original amount. So that'll get us the same thing there. A wholesale food rep is paid a base salary of $1,200 per month plus a 3.5% commission on sales. How much sales must she generate in order to earn $35,000 per year in total compensation? $12,000 per month, or $1,200 per month, is equal to 1,200 times 12, so 14,400 per year. That's her base salary. Let's take that 35,000 that she wants to make, and let's get rid of 14,400 of it. We need a $20,600 commission. And it's, so 20,600 is 3.5% of what value? We're going to have to take 20,600 and divide it by 0.035. Oh my goodness, this is going to be a really big number, 0.035. What do we get? I don't even think I can write it in here. 5, 8, $588,571.43. $588,571.43. My goodness, that's a lot. Number 27. For 1 year, a group of mills produced 83 million tons of steel. For the second year, production increased by 8.5%. How many tons of steel were produced in the second year? So 83 up by 8.5%. That's 83 times 1 point, watch what I do here, 0.85. I'm using that trick that we did before. 83 times 1.085. This is 90.1, we'll say, million tons. We'll round. Well, that should be it. That should be a good help to you for this worksheet. Go ahead and complete it. Take a look at the other videos, and I will see you next time.